Good evening. I call to order the regular meeting of the Show Low Planning and Zoning Commission for on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Our roll call shows that all commissioners are present. We'll start with an invocation by Commissioner Lewis, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Roberts. If you'd like to join us, please stand.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful to be here this evening. We're grateful to be found in such favorable circumstances for the freedoms that we enjoy in this great land, this beautiful building that we have in. We're grateful for our health. We recognize that we have many needs. We ask that Thou would bless us in this area to be able to receive the moisture that is much needed. We would ask blessings to be upon those first responders who are working to quell the fires that surround us. Grateful for those other first responders who serve us so diligently. We would ask that Thou will bless us to be able to have our minds open tonight for those who are speaking, to be able to have their voices heard. Grateful for the processes of government and for the opportunity that we have to participate. We are again grateful for all which Thou does for us. These blessings and favor in the name of Christ. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on, we have no old business for item 5. Item 6 is new business, which we do have one item, and that is the conditional use permit submitted by Jose Nunez of El Charro Beer to allow for a restaurant serving alcoholic beverages located at 350 East Yusuf Clubs, that being APN 210-19-055. Ms. Spechtel-Cotter.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. Jose Nunez has submitted a conditional use permit to allow for a restaurant serving alcoholic beverages at 350 East Yusuf Clubs, that being APN 210-19-055. The applicant is renting the property from the owner. The subject property is C2, which is general commercial. Restaurants serving alcoholic beverages require a conditional use permit in the C2 zone. The applicant plans to open a restaurant serving alcohol at the former location of Fiesta Mexicana en Guayas. Each of these previous restaurants also served alcohol. The applicant indicated that the hours of the operation will be 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. City Council and State Liquor Board approval are also required prior to serving alcohol. In accordance with City Code, transmittal memos were sent to all affected agencies, the property was posted, and letters were sent to all property owners within 300 feet of the subject property. No applicable comments have been received regarding this application. Findings of fact. Jose Nunez of El Charro Beer has submitted a CUP to allow for a restaurant serving alcoholic beverages located at 350 East Yusuf Clubs, that being APN 210-19-055. The applicant is renting the subject from the property owner. Restaurants serving alcoholic beverages require a conditional use permit in the C2 zoning district. Previous conditional use permits have been issued for the same use on this property. Hours of operation would be from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. City Council and State Liquor Board approval are also required prior to serving alcohol. Current zoning of the surrounding properties include to the north, south, east, and west, C2, general commercial. The current land uses of the properties includes to the north, Pierce Field, to the south, Circle K Convenience Store, Car Wash, City of Show Low Public Safety Building, to the east, Future Tire, and to the west, medical offices. Transmittal memos were sent to all affected agencies. No applicable comments were received. Letters were sent to all property owners within 300 feet of the subject property. No applicable comments have been received regarding this application. After reviewing the ordinance, standards for review, findings of fact, discussions with the applicant, and because the request is consistent with the City of Show Low General Plan, staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission approve conditional use permit 60204-237 submitted by Jose Nunez of El Charro Beer to allow for a restaurant serving alcoholic beverages located at 350 East Yusuf Clubs, that being APN 210-19-055, subject to the following conditions. 1, all subjects shall comply with all applicable federal, state, and local requirements. 2, prior to the sale of alcohol at the subject property, a state liquor license shall be obtained. 3, all signs shall comply with Title 19.100 of City Code. 4, all outdoor storage and materials shall be removed from the subject property within 90 days from the effective date of this conditional use permit. This shall include the modified shipping container located at the rear of the subject property. Number 5, this conditional use permit is non-transferable. Staff as well as the applicant are available for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Steckelcotter. Commissioners, will start with questions for staff, and then after that, we'll move to questions for the applicant. Do we have questions for staff?
Okay, I got one. Sorry to make you repeat it, but just to confirm, the applicant is in full compliance with everything, with all the city codes, just like everyone before them, and presumably everyone who will come afterwards, correct?
Correct. There are some, the condition number 4, there are some property maintenance issues, but we've spoken with the actual property owner, and those will be taken care of.
Very good, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, do we have any questions for the applicant? No questions for the applicant? Okay, so I'll move on to the period for public comment. Is there any member of the public who'd like to address the commission on this particular item? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and bring it back to the commission for action. Vice Chair Hefner.
Well, I move to approve CUP 602-04-237 submitted by Jose Nunez of El Charro Beer to allow for a restaurant serving alcoholic beverages located at 350 East Dusa Clubs, that being APN 210-19-055, subject to staff recommendation.
Motion by the Vice Chair. Do we have a second? Second by
Second.
Commissioner Roberts. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No opposed? Abstentions? No. So that passes unanimously. Director Dragauskas, standard disclaimer.
Thank you, Chair. As with any conditional use permit, there is a 7-day appeal period. If no appeal is received by the city clerk within those 7 days, this conditional use permit will be considered effective. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our next item, number 7, which is called to the public. Is there anyone here who'd like to address the commission on items that is not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll refrain from reading the boilerplate language and move on to item 8, which is the approval of minutes. We have 2 sets of minutes. We'll start with the first one, which is the minutes from our regular meeting held on May 11th. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Adams.
Move to second.
Second by Commissioner Roberts. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of approving the regular meeting minutes for May 11th, 2021, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No opposed or abstentions? That passes unanimously. Then we'll move on to approval of minutes from our last study session, which was held on June 8th, 2021. We have a motion to approve those minutes. Commissioner Lewis, second.
I second.
Commissioner Roberts, any discussion? It's really close sometimes, like a photo finish. So you're gonna have to get a camera. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes from our study session on June 8th, 2021, please signify by saying aye. Aye. No opposed or abstentions. That looks unanimous. Thank you, commissioners, and thank you, staff, for preparing the minutes. Moving right along to item 9, which is our summary of current events. We'll start with Commissioner Hatch. Do you have anything to share tonight?
Just pay attention to the traffic. Welcome those that want to come up to our beautiful area. Try not to light fires and light out fireworks, and let's stay safe.
Thank you. Commissioner Lewis.
Just a reminder that life's good even when it's bad.
Thank you. Commissioner Adams?
Just want to take a second and thank the first responders that were on the scene Saturday morning, as well as the healthcare providers at the ER, the Summit ER. That was a pretty bad situation. I feel like they handled that very well. And also, the firefighters, we mentioned them. Just wanted to kind of publicly thank them for all that they're doing, trying to protect our lands and our homes. So special thanks to them.
Thank you. Commissioner Barlow?
Yeah, I would just add just kind of recognition for the community in general and just the way that they've come together over the last week with, just the challenging events and the fires in the area. I think it's just shown a lot of community pride, which has been really cool to see.
Thank you. Commissioner Roberts?
I would like to add, even though it's redundant, a shout out to all of our first responders, primarily, all of them, but the firefighters have been on the front line for quite a while, and they've been doing a great job, and a good example of that was the Dry Valley fire that they jumped right on and put right out that was very, very close to us. But also, we need to recognize that those first responders that responded on Saturday had to endure a lot of very difficult circumstances and did a great job of helping those people and get them out, but they're going to suffer some PTSD from some of that because it was pretty terrible. I can't think of another name for it, to have seen all of that carnage that was incurred there. So again, to the people at the hospital, the first responders, everybody who was involved, and the community as a whole who bounded and did everything they could to support. And I'm seeing a lot of support from our community for other communities that are having to be evacuated. Many, many people here are offering lodging and food and animal lodging and stuff for their horses. And I want to give a shout out to all of our community that is so supportive of all the other people who are in need of assistance right now.
Thank you. Well said. Vice Chair Hefner?
I think I echo those sentiments from everyone. Obviously it shows the mettle of the people when we come together under tough times. That Monday morning, we dodged a bullet that a lot of people don't even get how bad that could have been. Seeing planes in the air and a helicopter really hustling, they stopped something that could have been worse than you can even possibly imagine. So super kudos to those guys for doing that, and gals.
Thank you. And I don't really have much to add other than just to echo all the great things that have been said. And with all that, this is a great time of year in the White Mountains. There's some challenges with it, of course, but hopefully everyone can enjoy the time as well. So Director Taraskis.
So just a few things. First of all, echo what's already been said regarding the event of Saturday. Certainly a very tragic event, one that nobody expects to hear about, particularly in a town such as ours. But what a wonderful thing to have professionals available and on hand that are able to take care of those types of events. A lot of people don't expect that to happen in a small town. We certainly don't. But it's great to have people that are prepared to deal with that if and when it does happen. So again, certainly we appreciate and want to send out our appreciation to those first responders who met that challenge and did so in a very professional manner. No loss of life, which could have been much different based on that situation. So again, thank you to not just our police, but our fire and medical individuals that responded to that. Also, we are in fire season. Just wake up, you can smell it. I certainly encourage everyone to be careful. Please just think before you act. Look at what you're doing and see if it's appropriate. We are in fire restrictions. They are announcing forest closures and things around us. So encourage people to check road conditions before you go somewhere. Hate for you to get halfway to your journey and find out you got to turn around because of road conditions. Also with the commission, we are doing study sessions for updating the city code. We do not have one tonight. We are working on putting together some changes to the cell towers, wireless telecommunications. That's taken us a little bit longer than we thought. We had a few folks on vacation. Good for them, so we will be bringing that back to the commission for review. And then also just local road conditions. We do have pretty major project here in town. There's an ADOT project along the DUSA clubs. You may have seen where they're tearing out sidewalks and replacing those. That's not a city project, that's an ADOT project, but we're certainly supportive of it as it's going to enhance the aesthetics, the safety, and accessibility to our local businesses. So we're happy to see that. Also, you'll see on our local streets, they're doing some sealing of the roads. Tomorrow, they're going to be doing Old Linden Road. So they'll be closing one lane at a time, which they've got 3 lanes, so that still leaves 2 open. But if you can avoid the area, it's probably better if you can take an alternate route. So, Chair, with that, thank you.
Thank you for the update. And we have no further items on the agenda, so we are adjourned. Thank you for joining us.